Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and last night my funds finally got to my iTrust Capital account, and I bought XLM and Algorand inside of my iTrust Capital SEP IRA. If you haven't done it yet, you need to open one. iTrust Capital is one of my sponsors. Watch this.
What if you could use retirement accounts to invest in crypto? With iTrust Capital, you can. iTrust Capital allows you to invest in your favorite crypto assets 24/7 with the tax benefits of an IRA. So instead of paying taxes on your crypto gains every year, you can defer taxes till you retire using an iTrust IRA. Or with an iTrust Roth IRA, you can withdraw tax-free at retirement because you're in this for the long haul. Start investing today at iTrustCapital.com.
Nice commercial. They've been running that commercial, by the way, on I think it's been on CNBC. I heard Fox News, NFL Network. These guys have really come a long way. Now, there's a lot of PR moves that are going on right now. This Web3 mess has been stirred up by Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey. But I wanted to make sure I was very specific about my take. I have no problem whatsoever with Web3 if what you mean by Web3 is that we have a decentralized system, a decentralized internet. I'm all for that. The problem is, I think that this thing's all disguised as an Ethereum monopoly. If you really look at everything we've shown you over the last 8 months, they did it with the regulators. It was a very small group of power law firms and VCs that got together to get that Ethereum designation as a commodity. And the same exact people are now using the terms Web3 and all of this. And all it is it's an attempt to call it, scream from the rooftops, decentralization, when it's really not decentralized. And it's a handful of law firms and VCs that are calling it Web3. And they're really trying to create a monopoly so that DeFi and tokenization and all of it is built on Ethereum. That's what they're doing. Make no mistake, that's what they're doing. And they tried to bring this in and tried to make it look a certain way, but they made a fatal mistake. The fatal mistake that was made was suing Ripple. I've said it before. All they had to do is take their Ethereum free pass and then leave Ripple alone and compete on a level playing field, but they couldn't do that. They had to then sick the SEC on Ripple, and then they had to go and gloat and get on video and start bragging about what they did with the Venture Capital Working Group and all. And then Joseph Lubin and Vitalik Buterin, they had to gloat and brag about how Ripple didn't get the same treatment or call XRP a shitcoin when they know that's not true. They had to go and run their mouths. And that is how we found all this out. It's their own words, and there's nothing they can do about it because we're not making things up. We're showing you their words, and we're showing you times and dates, a timeline, and it's their timeline. And any of these people are welcome to come on this show anytime they want. I'll also get John Deaton on, who is the lawyer the attorney that's suing the SEC. John has his own timeline. I created my own timeline that I'll show you in a minute. And they can tell us where we're wrong. I'd love to have them pointed out, but they can't because we're right. And we have the facts, we have the video, we have their own words, and we have the timeline. And it never would have happened if they could just let Ripple alone, have a level playing field, but they couldn't do it. The egos, the arrogance is too great. All right. I like this article. I saw this morning. Lawyers believe that SEC versus Ripple case could end with the payment giants win in April. They're talking about what we talked about the other day about Joseph Lubin, but this is the cool part. This is the part I really like. Analysts are bullish on Ripple price rally. Set a target of $27 per XRP. Look right here. It says, analysts on YouTube channel CoinsKit are bullish on Ripple price. They are eyeing a continuation of the altcoins uptrend and set a target of $27 based on their technical analysis. I will take that. I don't know anything about their technical analysis. It's not my bag, but I love that number. Okay. This all started for me in the last 24 hours with TAIG's tweet here. We need to add former federal prosecutor, Ripple FinCEN agreement, Andreessen partner, and Coinbase board directors, and most of all, Bitcoin and Ethereum maxi Katie Haun meeting with Jay Clayton just 2 to 3 months before the Hinman speech. He found this article, and this article is a Yahoo, I think it was Yahoo Finance, April 12th, 2018. Here's the article right here. The woman who led crypto policing. I actually did a little search on Clayton in here, and here it says, this is Katie Haun. I had the occasion to meet with SEC Chairman Jay Clayton at Stanford recently. Now, I'm not sure, and by the way, she blocked me in the last 24 hours. It may have been the video where I was asking her, I put the Joseph Lubin clips where he's bragging about helping whales disguise their purchases, because remember, and boy, are they sitting on top of a house of cards, folks. Remember, all these people that are talking Web3, all the people that are so pro Ethereum, their entire house of cards is built on this whole Ethereum narrative. And we have shown you that Joseph Lubin was helping whales hide their purchases in the Ethereum pre-sale. This whole house of cards is built up on top of that. Okay? And this woman's not stupid. I haven't said anything ugly to her. All I have done is put her words beside the words of Joseph Ethereum and Joseph Lubin, and said, well, you're a U.S. Assistant U.S. attorney. Can you weigh in on this? And she's the one that said, it was a video yesterday where she said 99.9% what was she saying? I'm drawing a blank on what she was saying. But anyway, she was talking about fraud in crypto or money laundering and that type of thing. And all I did was put her words beside Joseph Lubin's words, where he's talking about helping to disguise whale purchases, and asked her to weigh in. Well, I got blocked right after that. Okay? So I don't know what it is that's so bad about that. But then we've got this. He says, this is Wheezy X. He says there's a reason she's blocked some of the XRP community members. This is her January 30th, 2018. That is a few days after she was in the front row at Stanford when Jay Clayton was there on stage with Joseph Grunfest. And so it begins. This is on January 30th. 2018 will be a big year for enforcement in the space, particularly with ICOs. And this is her big news. This is June 14th, the day of the Hinman speech. Big news regarding SEC not viewing Ethereum as a security, though with some important caveats. Current offers and sales of Ethereum. So she's all into it at the time that it happens. She retweets this. Amazing how aligned these whether digital assets are securities frameworks put forward by Andreessen Horowitz and Coin Center. I've told you a bunch about Coin Center. A lot of these supposed industry representatives, these organizations, they say that they're for the industry, but if you go and you look closer, they sure do seem to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum just about only, and anything that's built on Ethereum. Those seem to be the things they're proponents of. I've never been able to, and that includes the Chamber of Digital Commerce. I can't find anywhere where the Chamber of Digital Commerce has gone out and defended Ripple. I can't find anywhere where Perianne Boring, who runs the Chamber of Digital Commerce, has come out in support of Ripple versus the SEC. But they always talk about pro-crypto regulations and all that. Now, so because Katie Haun blocked me, I decided that we would do what TAIG said and add to the timeline. So I added in her participation and what the things that we know. These are the facts. On May 5th, 2015, then Assistant U.S. Attorney Katie Haun signs off on the FinCEN Ripple Labs settlement, which calls XRP a virtual currency. And then on January the 24th of 2018, Jay Clayton speaking at Stanford Rock Center. Katie Haun is in the front row and asks him a question. I've shown you the video. The very next day, Jay Clayton meets with Andreessen Horowitz. At this meeting, he appoints Chris Dixon to get industry players together, requests a memo detailing framework. All right, during the Ethereum free pass, we see her here. Okay, at the very beginning, the very next day, Jay Clayton puts in motion with Chris Dixon what becomes known as the Venture Capital Working Group. That's what eventually becomes the Ethereum free pass. We don't see Katie Haun at all during all of this. Okay, but on April 12th. On April the 12th, which is in Yahoo Finance article, this is what TAIG found. She says that she had an occasion to meet with Jay Clayton at Stanford recently, and I'm not sure if she's referencing this on the 24th. Okay, the very next day, it's leaked, or not the very next day, but a few days later, it's leaked to the New York Times, the Venture Capital Working Group. Okay, so then. On June 14th is the Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass speech. June 25th, like a few days later, Andreessen Horowitz announces the hiring of Katie Haun as a general partner. She will co-lead a $300 million crypto fund with Chris Dixon, the same guy that Jay Clayton designated to form the Venture Capital Working Group. The fund will be able to invest 20% in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Katie Haun or Andreessen Horowitz or anybody else did anything weird. All I'm saying is we can't get any of them to talk to anybody about what went on in these meetings and what they talked about and why they weren't. Why was Ethereum the only digital asset mentioned in the Safe Harbor document? None of these people, to my knowledge, are willing to go on record with either a Charles Gasparino or on a YouTube channel. All they're talking about is how great Web3 is, but we can't get them to answer any questions about this. Remember, Charles Gasparino has reached out to a lot of people. Nobody wants to talk. So all we're doing is, as long as they don't want to talk, we keep finding the video and keep adding to the timeline. Now, Wheezy found this clip.
Well, I made a thing called...
Remember, this is Vinay Gupta, who's one of the guys who apparently helped out with the Ethereum pre-sale.
Well, I made a thing called the Hexayer, which is built all over Burning Man to build, but we tried to get it into commercial industry to, be built all around the world for refugees. Turns out that requires more capital than I was able to access. So here I am, finding the capital to build my...
And what happened then? Because, you were at the original Ethereum you got lots of ethers. What happened with that?
So at the Dow crisis, I divested because I no longer felt confident that I understood the legal position I was in. And the legal advice was you can talk or you can hold, but you can't do both.
So instead of 500 or 1,000 per Ethereum, you got...
I think it was about 14, right? Okay. But at the time I made that decision, I knew it was going to cost me tens of millions of dollars, right? In the position where you've got a choice between the free practice of your trade in a booming economy or having to keep your mouth shut for regulatory reasons, it seemed like the wise thing to do was to have the full range of commercial flexibility so I could actually go out and build critical infrastructure that mattered rather than being stuck as a passive investor. Yeah. I wanted to lead from the front lines, and that's the decision I made.
Very good. Lots of integrity.
Why would he have to keep his mouth shut for regulatory reasons? That's my question. Now, Stefan Huber found an interesting one here. He says, are you kidding? Can you freaking believe this? Speaking on January 24th, which is the anniversary of Jay Clayton being at Stanford, right? Gary Gensler, Mary Jo White, who's Ripple's attorney, William Hinman, and Robert Jackson together at a meeting on SEC securities regulation 2022. You can't make this stuff up. I think this is at Northwestern University. All right, Chris Giancarlo, I like this tweet. It's happening, and he's retweeting this article. HSBC Wells Fargo used distributed ledger technology in FX payment trade. This reminds me of when Chris Larson was appointed to the HSBC Technology Advisory, I think it was Technology Advisory Group or whatever. But anyway, that was back in 2017. All right, remember this classic video? They are stunned. Here's the end of it. Oh, let me get this going here.
So I don't know if people can see this, but
this pages of that.
This is an entire page of every single word on the page redacted, and there's pages of it. This is your transparent Securities Exchange Commission. Holy moly.
Okay, so that you remember how the SEC redacted almost every word on all those pages? Well, yesterday, Gary Gensler had put out a Happy New Year to
I want to
everybody.
wish all of you a Happy New Year. And I wish for your families and you in 2022 that brings you that which you wish for.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do. Well, Stefan Huber has updated Gary Gensler's video so that it's more accurate per the way the SEC of the United States is today.
I want to wish you a and I wish for your brings you that which you wish for.
Now, it doesn't get much funnier than that. There's always, I heard a comedian one time, and he said, I think it was Jerry Seinfeld said this, that every hilarious joke, there has to be some kernel of truth to the joke to make it funny. And the whole thing this is how absurd that the supposedly transparent SEC of the United States is in 2022. And there's all kinds of kernels of truth, and that's what makes that straight hilarious. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that we have an SEC that hides all sorts of things. They're not transparent at all. But of course, Gary Gensler, all he would ever tell you is that he cares about you investors and transparency. That's at the core. He can hardly sleep at night. That's all he cares about is those things. Of course, he